What if loneliness could physically change your brain? Most people think of loneliness as just an emotion, something that feels painful but passes. And many assume it's only a social issue, not a health concern. But new research is revealing something far more serious. Chronic loneliness in older adults can lead to actual changes in brain structure, especially in the hippocampus, the area responsible for memory. In fact, long-term isolation has been linked to faster brain aging, increased risk of dementia, and even a shorter lifespan. It may be hard to imagine that something invisible, like loneliness, could leave physical marks on the brain, but, it actually does. Researchers at McGill University found that people who reported feeling chronically lonely had higher levels of brain inflammation and altered brain connectivity patterns. These patterns, interestingly, resemble early-stage cognitive decline. Another study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that socially isolated individuals had more white matter damage, interruptions in the communication cables of the brain. That's the same kind of damage seen in people with early dementia. What this tells us is simple but profound. Loneliness isn't just in your head, it shows up in your biology. While anyone can feel lonely, certain groups are more vulnerable. Adults over 50 who live alone, have mobility challenges, or have lost a partner are especially at risk. Retirement can also reduce daily social contact, removing a major source of connection and structure. Even caregivers who are constantly around others can experience deep loneliness if they don't feel emotionally supported. It's important to remember, loneliness is not a personal failure. It's a common experience and it's nothing to be ashamed of. But it is something that deserves attention and care, just like any other health issue. Sometimes loneliness doesn't announce itself loudly. It kind of creeps in slowly. Here are a few subtle signs to be mindful of. You talk to fewer people each week than you used to. You feel emotionally flat or numb. You avoid activities you once enjoyed. You spend most of your days alone without much conversation. You sleep more during the day or stay up late out of boredom. You feel disconnected even when others are around. These aren't signs of weakness. They're signals from the body and brain that you need more meaningful connection. And honestly, paying attention to them can make all the difference in preserving your mental clarity and emotional well-being. The good news? Just as loneliness can harm the brain, connection can help heal it. You don't need to be surrounded by a crowd or join every group in town. Even small, meaningful interactions, like a weekly call with a friend, joining a local walking group, or having a heartfelt chat with a neighbor, can make a real difference. Studies show that even brief social engagement can improve brain function. It helps restore healthy brain patterns, reduce stress hormones, and boost neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections. So yes, keep doing your puzzles, but also reach out to an old friend, wave to your neighbor, ask someone how their day is going, and really listen. These small acts are medicine too. You don't have to be outgoing to stay connected. Meaningful connection doesn't mean being the life of the party. It simply means having people you trust and talk to. If big gatherings feel overwhelming, start small. A regular phone call, a shared hobby, even online communities or support groups can offer connection without pressure. Some people find that volunteering, whether in person or virtually, gives them a sense of purpose and connection that naturally reduces loneliness. Others reconnect with extended family, join faith-based groups, or find new ways to give and receive care. There's no one-size-fits-all. The goal isn't to be more social, it's to feel less alone. For older adults, especially those with mobility or health limitations, technology can be a powerful tool. Video calls, messaging apps, and even voice assistants can help create regular points of contact. Some studies suggest that older adults who use digital communication tools feel less isolated and report better emotional health. Of course, technology isn't perfect, but when used thoughtfully, it can help bridge the gap between isolation and meaningful connection. If you're unsure where to start, ask a loved one to help set things up. Even learning to send a simple message can reopen a door you thought was closed. Sometimes chronic loneliness leads to, or hides behind, depression. And this is especially true after major life events like bereavement, illness, or retirement. If you've lost interest in life, feel worthless, or find it hard to get out of bed for days at a time, you may be dealing with more than loneliness. And it's okay to get help. Mental health is brain health, and addressing these symptoms can protect your memory and clarity in powerful ways. A doctor, therapist, or counselor can offer support, treatment options, or community referrals that truly make a difference. Remember, reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. If you're wondering where to start, Here are a few gentle, practical steps to begin reconnecting. Schedule one social interaction each day, no matter how small. Write a letter or email to someone you miss. Join a class, club, or activity, even online. Keep a journal to reflect on your emotions. Practice gratitude daily, focusing on who and what you appreciate. Smile and make eye contact when out and about, even with strangers. Talk to someone you trust about how you're feeling. These aren't just lifestyle tips. They're protective strategies for your brain. Connection strengthens memory, reduces stress, and keeps your mind more adaptable, resilient, and alert as you age. Loneliness isn't always loud, but it speaks to the brain in powerful ways. It shrinks memory centers. It raises the risk of dementia. It wears down mood and sharpness slowly, quietly, and deeply. But it's also reversible. Connection, whether through a kind conversation, a shared smile, or a feeling of being understood, can restore what isolation takes away. You are not alone in this experience, and you do not have to go through it in silence. At Silver Memory, we believe in supporting not just your brain, but your heart, your dignity, and your story. Subscribe to Silver Memory for weekly, trusted brain health insights. Because protecting your memory isn't just about science, it's about connection, purpose, and being fully alive. Take care of your brain, and take care of your relationships. They are more linked than you may ever realize.